I have decided that for the summer, I want to focus on writing a couple hours a day without sitting down with a specific plan in mind. In the past, I've been like, well, my to-do list is going to be, I'm going to edit this book, write this book, whatever. We're not doing any of that because I have so much stuff that I could do that I could just sit down and do anything, right? Like, there's so many things I could do. And I think that sitting down and prioritizing some projects over others and not just going with my gut has hindered me, especially post-COVID. And I don't know, my brain, I think the stress of what my personal life and my career was going through during the pandemic really broke a part of my brain, and having stressors immediately out of it, I don't know, a lot of it really impacted me and my ability to just write stuff for some reason. I've talked about this before. Some of it probably burnout, some of it definitely health, some of it probably the stupid mold that was right under where I'm sitting in the crawl space. So I don't know, there's a lot of things at work, and so I just need to get back into good habits. And I will, on this channel, since the pandemic and the stressors afterwards, I go through phases where I'm trying to get back into it, and I do for a little bit, and then I just fall right out of it. So I need to create hardcore habits, right? And I think I just need to do what I feel like doing, and I think the rest is going to fall into place. My hair's this freaking disaster, sorry. So just kind of looking ahead, what am I doing? What am I excited about? So things that I'm not excited about is always editing. I love making a first draft. That's my favorite part. I have my 2 sci-fi projects that I need to edit. So we're going to codename them Project Dark and Project Snow. Last summer, I did some hardcore editing sessions on Project Snow. I think I need to look at it one more time. That's kind of my goal with that. I need to heavily edit Project Dark again. I need to, at some point, edit my first draft of a YA paranormal. We'll call her Project Ghost. Then I have 2 new books in me that I would love to work on, and I think those are the things I'm most excited about because I love a first draft. So I have a fantasy. I don't know what I'm going to codename these yet because the stories are a little undeveloped, but I want to create a fantasy that I believe is going to be the first of a trilogy. And I want to create a paranormal horror, an adult one. And I think that the paranormal horror is going to kind of come first. I think that she's going to take precedence because that's just what I'm feeling right now. But I don't know. I'm really excited about her. I'm really excited about the fantasy adult book I'm writing, or thinking about writing. The fantasy one, I wrote a chapter or 2 of, I think just 1 chapter to be quite honest. And then the horror one, it's just in the outlining phase. There's still a lot of groundwork that needs to happen for that is still working. So I'm kind of figuring out my 2 main characters, who they are, and I've got a lot of the ending figured out for this book. I feel like for this book, I really have a strong direction for the most part of where we're headed. I'm not totally sure about some of the things leading up. Some things are very clear, some things are not very clear. So yeah, I'm putting together a writing playlist. I put together a mood board because I can, for the horror, not for the fantasy. And yeah, I'm just gonna see what happens and where it takes me this time. So, for the past couple days, I spent some time outlining, especially the horror book that I have in mind. Spent a lot of time outlining and planning that. Continued to build the writing playlist, and then yesterday I went to my favorite coffee shop and I brought like a notebook, and I actually just kind of hand wrote the first chapter, or like a lot of the first chapter. It's not the full thing. And then I went home later on and did some chores, and I've been spending a lot of time gardening this year, and then I just typed up what I had and added a little bit. So I mean, I just have a little over 1,000 words, and I think that this might be close to a 2,000 word chapter. So, I mean, it's progress, and I'm not setting specific goals for myself when I sit down to write. I'm honestly just kind of having fun. And since I'm on my break and I have a lot of free time, I'm just trying to let myself do what feels right in general. If I want to work out in the garden, I work out in the garden. I want to go to get coffee, I go get a coffee. Today I spent time with the new tarot deck as well, so that was kind of a nice way to spend the morning. I got the Soul Cats Tarot. Let me show you. So this is the companion book. Back of every card looks like this. Honestly, so cute. And the guidebook, I think that I'm really going to vibe with this deck. I find that the more I allow myself to be distracted by other things that I enjoy, the ideas kind of just show up. Like, I've had one particular issue, I mean, not really a big issue, but to me, just something that wasn't sitting right with me lately about Project Snow, and I wasn't really sure what to do about it. And just sitting in the coffee shop writing a chapter for a totally different book, I came up with an idea for how to fix Project Snow. So it's amazing what your brain can do when it's actually relaxed and you're not putting so much pressure on your free time to do certain things, and you're actually just sitting and thinking, what sounds good today? So my initial prediction would be that it makes a difference. Granted, we're in the first couple days, but in the first couple days, I would say that it does make a difference. This weekend, I have a lot going on. Today, I'm going to an amusement park for like 2 days, so that's a big part of it, and I'm going to a book sale in kind of a faraway place soon as well. So I'm also just kind of like hanging out with people, and so on those days, am I going to write a whole bunch? No. I mean, I might a little bit in the morning before I get going, but again, there's not a lot of stress. I want to sit down and do something creative with my writing every day, whatever that looks like. And my goal was like a couple hours a day. Obviously, when life picks up and it's particularly busy, I mean, even if I just sit down and shoot for a couple hours in the morning and it's just like an hour or 30 minutes, it's better than nothing. I would say this is going pretty well so far.
I am a fresh baby out of the shower. So, here's how this is going. So, it's been about like a week. I would say that I've written on half the days. My original goal was every day. However, I knew that the first couple weeks of trying this out was not going to be where I get into a really solid routine because I'm having a friend stay with me from a different state for like a week, and so I had to prep the house, prep the middle room. The amount of times on this channel I say that I am deep cleaning or overhauling or doing something to the middle room is insane. But anyway, did that. Did a lot of yard work for the season. I think that my flowers are popping right now. I'll have to show you those if I didn't already. And then Evanescence released a new album, and now that is my entire personality. I did have some, I usually don't put a band like Evanescence on my writing playlists just because I'd just be singing and not writing. So I did put a couple of their old school songs on my writing playlist. So I have the Sound Asleep version of Understanding, Eternal, and So Close. So those are currently on the horror work in progress playlist. So like very, very, very old school. These are all demos. And so I'm just really excited about the new one. Is any of this going to be on the writing playlist? Actually, probably, because they released the official instrumentals on a UK website to download. I have to have it because I want to put more of them on my writing playlists in general. I've been a fan of Evanescence since I was like 10, back in 2005, and I'm 30 now, and the love is still strong. And this is one of the best things that they've ever done, I think. So I'm very, very excited, listening to that all the time. Last night, I took like a walk as the sun was setting, just blasting that album through my headphones, and it was just chef's kiss. I think that this album has come in at a great time because they've been such a constant for me. This band has been such a constant for me. And I think part of the reason why the love goes so deep is because that's the music that got me through a lot of really difficult things as a child and through like adolescence. I mean, and that stuff stays with you. And so, I mean, there's that. There's genuinely the quality of their work, the quality of Amy Lee is a freaking person. And then there's being in the fandom. This is really the only online fandom I felt truly a part of. And I love it. I've made a lot of friends through it. Honestly, probably the biggest supporters of my YouTube channel are from that fandom. So like, hey besties. What I've done, like I said before, I hand wrote out a lot of the first chapter, and then I typed it up. I'm not really done with the first chapter yet. It's just kind of a difficult thing to set up in a way that's not corny, done a million times before, because it's ultimately kind of like a haunted house type thing, but different. And yeah. Chapter 1 has right now about 17 or 1800 words, and I'm not quite done yet. There's still more to come from chapter 1. I kind of can sense the general direction of chapter 2, I think. It's going to be, for me, this challenge of this book is, I think it's going to be getting it book length, to be honest with you. One thing I've had to come to terms with is this might be more novella material. I have another paranormal novella, so maybe I could release those as like a little collection or something. That could be kind of cute. I'm trying to just think about what does the story really need without thinking about everything I've learned about how to get things traditionally published and stuff like that. So I have an internal plot. I have an external plot. Do I have enough events? I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that this story might just unfold really organically if I just keep pushing. Also, like I said, I feel like I've sat down to write, I think I said about half the days. Honestly, I think it's been more than half the days. Have I been hitting my 2 hours a day yet? No, and I knew that it wasn't going to happen in the first couple weeks because, like I said, just stuff going on. But I haven't been pushing myself for a specific like word count or anything like that, because I think especially because I'm still kind of figuring out what's going on in the overall story. Like, I mean, I know the overall story, but like I'm ironing out some details ahead of time. That kind of planning doesn't translate to word count. I've also been doing a lot of just thinking about what I want the story to feel like, building the playlist, things like that. So it's progress, and I think the important thing is I'm very happy to sit down and write.
Okay, so to kind of close out this vlog, I just want to touch on some stats. Like, I finished chapter 1, that's about 2,500 words. I barely started, I got like 400 words into chapter 2 typed. I also started to draft out chapter 2 in my notebook. Took it with me to the laundromat. This is actually a new thing for me. I usually don't have one dedicated notebook for one project. Normally I have like a notebook that I just put all my crap in there. I think that having this has been helpful because it's all just dedicated for this, so I can stop and start certain moments or whatever, and it's like a lot more easier to manage and get through compared to like my giant notebook of everything. So that's been helpful. It's been helpful when I'm busy and I can go out and write and stuff like that. Like I said, this week has been, the past couple weeks, honestly, super, super busy. So I'm hoping to buckle down some more. I do think that this is the type of story where I'm uncovering more as I go. Like, I just hit chapter 2, as you know, and there's a character that I didn't plan for, and he's here, and I think he's going to be really important. So I think that this is a great way for me to kind of dive back into writing a routine, making good habits with this story in particular, because it's allowing me to play more. And I think that that's at the end of the day, that's what I need. I need to play more. I need to play with my writing. I need to have more fun and just focus on that and forget about all the other things that I've picked up on about process and about publishing and stuff like that. I just need to do me. So yeah, I wish that I filmed more of the fun things I've been doing the past couple weeks. I'm just really not in the habit of, I'm out and I'm doing something, I should pick up my camera and film it, and I can add little bits of it to the channel. Like, I just don't have that in me sometimes. I don't think about it. But yeah, thanks for watching me get into some new routines, trying to increase my writing productivity through basically just having fun. All right, I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you next time. Bye.